Hello, this is Uhasa, and welcome to a patch notes rundown. This is not the official patch notes for global server. However, it is the patch notes coming out from Vietnam server. They are a few days ahead of us. They are the current beta testers, and then from there, the devs can polish and just do some changes. Although we pretty much have most of what's going to happen in 1.2.3, there may be small minor details that may be edited or modified when the global release comes. So we'll start with the major updates. Number one is the new Hypogean hero Harak, Deep Sea Ravager. Oh, by the way, this is all found on the Analytica Discord server, and just shout out to Analytica for this. And yeah, I won't go into the abilities and information too deeply in this patch notes. I'll make a separate video for this, but I did read through his abilities, and I think that he's not very Dream Realm centric due to he has an ability where he goes into this almost like a frenzy mode. It's called something else, but when the frenzy mode is over, he will devour anyone around him. So just one person, and it could be an enemy, but it could also be an ally. And it seems like it's a permanent execution, and it doesn't matter. Yeah. So this is quite double-edged. And if you're in Dream Realm, I don't think he'll be able to devour the boss. So, it's not. He seems to be quite PvP centric, burst centric, and he would synergize well with compositions that do burst damage. So I do not think that he is quite Dream Realm centric. That means with the Dream Realm meta in terms of investing, then you don't want to invest in Harak. Just speculations. This is my theory so far, just from what I know. Okay. But we will go into more details later. Number 2, introducing the new event Titan Reaver, in which you'll face 2 bosses back to back with rewards. So this is sounding like the new Ravaged Realm. For those who don't know what Ravaged Realm is, it is a opportunity just to gain more rewards through a PvE event. It's like Dream Realm, except it's just a different kind of Dream Realm. And yeah, it's nice to have. The game will get you to use different heroes that you normally wouldn't use, and the rewards are nice. Number 3, introducing the new duel mode. So this is the friendly duels, and how it works is you challenge other players by tapping their profile and set up your own defense formation on your profile. So that means that you can set up Chippy and Hammy in your formation and get people to target practice Chippy and Hammy. But on a more serious note, you can get your friends, your guildmates, you can get your whale connections and your kraken friend connections, and you can ask them to set up a very good formation, and then you can challenge them through their profile, risk-free, punish-free, and that makes it awesome. But what I learned just this morning, I was reading through something, and it seems like it wouldn't be, how to say, true, because like what you put in won't be true in terms of standard arena, because it's kind of like assumed that it would work, like these formations and what you practice and learn would work for standard arena. But they are using season statistics, season stats. You can use charms, you can use the prime carrier stuff. So therefore it's not very realistic, and it's not good for standard arena. But if it's for season, that means it would be good for Supreme Arena. So this would be good for Supreme Arena practice, but not for Standard Arena, unfortunately. So maybe it'd be nice if they if there was a toggle where you could control, or you could have like two, you can set up two defense formations, one for Supreme, one for Standard. Who knows? Number 4, introducing, I looked it up, Cotier, that's how you say the word, Cotier scores. Collect Cotier scores to showcase your cosmetics. Your total Cotier score will be displayed on your profile. So this is just catering to the fan base who care about fashion, who care about customizations, and although the points might not really contribute to anything, it is something that some part of the fan base do care about. Number 5, adding a season handbook update. So there is the new end of season rules and rewards available for Waves of Intrigue, including exclusive equipment reset items. So this is huge. Exclusive equipment reset items. And this is amazing because maybe somewhere down the line, you and I have invested poorly into some heroes' X weapons. And so I know for a fact that I will be resetting, if we only get one, I will be resetting Marilee. So I got Marilee to plus 15. I'm sure other people got Marilee to plus 20. And, you know, she hasn't been used in Season 2. She was dominating in Season 1, but then Lily May came. And now, like, she's still viable, but she's like a secondary choice. So she's not really being used anymore. And so I'm going to reset Marilee using the X weapon reset. Looking at my other investment choices, I don't really have other people who I will reset. And hopefully it doesn't have like a timer or expiry date. And if there's more in the future that they don't expire, and I can use it whenever I like. Number 6, adding new reputation quests for Carmine Whispers. So I enjoyed the Water White reputation quest because there weren't a lot compared to the Song of Strife reputation quest. The Song of Strife one and felt like it was going forever and it felt endless. Whereas like in the Water Whites one, what you do is I saved up for about 3-4 days worth of quests, so I didn't bother doing any of them. Waited for 3 to 4 days, collected all my quests, did all the quests in one go, and it felt very easy to do. And it didn't feel burnout-y, you know, to get the trusted status with the Water Whites. So I'm happy to do these reputation quests for Carmine Whispers too. Number 7, adding the new story quest Cage of Desire. I believe this quest is probably related to the new hero Harak. And yeah, I think somehow he'll escape or he gets released and then you beat his ass and then lock him back in the cage. But that's just speculation. Number 8, adding the new fishing side quest Fish King's Trial. So completed to unlock a chance to catch the legendary Fish King in Rustport. Now, it kind of piques my interest. It sounds fun. It sounds adventurous, and I'm willing to try. I'm looking forward to the legendary Fish King, catching him. Number 9, adding fishing gameplay precise pool, which unlocks at fishing level 6. Not really interested, but we will all see what it is based off, because we're going to do some fishing in Fish King's Trial. Redesign the profile interface, that's fine. Adding Lily May, Mikola, and Lenya's Soul Stones to the season store. This is so amazing, right? This is so good. So Lily May and Mikola are kind of must-have at the moment. Lily May being pivotal in pretty much every battle mode, and Mikola also, except for PvP, she is very important to have in Dream Realm. So definitely, I would say it's worth to get, because the alternatives are, well, if I can find the Emporium, the alternatives is to save for the Abyssal Essence, which I did last week or this week, and I got it, which is worth. I believe all that saving was worth it. And it would be nice if we can get these new soul stones within the 15-day time limit, because then you can buy 2 of Lily May and 2 of Mikola, and then the store refreshes, and then you can buy 2 more of each. So that would be really nice if we can get them before the store resets. Okay, adding the latest selection of cosmetics. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so moving on to the experience improvements. So number 1, adding the new skip battle feature in Dream Realm and Primal Lord. Now, before you gasp, like I did, read the second part. You can now skip battles after completing 1 battle each day. So you must have completed 1 battle before you can use the skip function per day, which is kind of a little bit of a disappointment, because in the late game, you will generally only just do 1 battle after you've, experimented. You've done the experimentation part. You found the meta. You found what's best, and now you can skip. Like, you can't skip. But during the, when the new season starts, when we're experimenting and trialing a lot, the skip battle feature will be extremely useful, because we will be trialing way more than 1 time. So this is a huge quality of improvement. It's very, very nice to have. Just in the late game, which is post-season, which is now, it's not that viable. Number 2, adjusting enemy skills. Enemies in certain modes will be adjusted to be easier to defeat without affecting your heroes. So what this means is, like, A, B, and C, these are things that will change only for the enemies, okay? Only for the enemies, and only for these battle modes. So AFK stages, Legend Trials, Duels Trials, and Trial of Abyss. So the adjustments include ultimate skills now have a minimum cooldown of 5 seconds, starting after each skill ends, preventing enemies from being invincible for long periods. So that means there are units that can't spam their ultimate. So for example, Brutus, for example, in the Duels trials, there's like 1 trial where you verse a Brutus and he can't die, because the moment that his ulti's over, he just ultis again. So, I think that's one of the reasons why we have this minimum cooldown of 5 seconds. So this is very, very nice. B. Sylvena's skill First Strike can now be interrupted when Aaron's ultimate is triggered, regardless of target positioning. So, Sylvena's, normally Sylvena, she is the first one, like, out of all the heroes to trigger their abilities at the start of the fight. Sylvena's is the quickest, if one of the quickest, if not the quickest. But now, if you're versing an enemy, Sylvena, you can interrupt her with an Aaron's ultimate. So just remember, enemies only from these battle modes. C. Igor will create a maximum of 5 new tombstones based on enemy health losses. So this is very, very nice as well. And I wish they also applied this to the Arcane Labyrinth. That would be really nice if they could do that too. Anyway. Number 3, adding the new quick claim feature and several new quests in the season handbook. This is very good. The quick claim feature means that when you have a whole bunch of rewards to pick up, you don't have to, individually click every single one. And I think they did this for the AFK reward-based AFK stages as well. So here it is, number 5. So the quick claim function for AFK stages. So for example, let's just say I did AFK stage battling. I put it on background mode, and I cleared 50 stages. I would get a lot of rewards, and I'd have to like, click rewards like 20 times. But instead of clicking 20 times, there will be a auto collect. What do they call it? Quick claim function. So I can just claim all the rewards in one click. And I remember I was I was the first person in the Pioneer server beta testing on Discord to complain or give a recommendation to do that. And I'm glad they listen. I'm sure lots of people asked for it as well. So it's really nice that they can do that. Increasing AFK reward base duration. So the maximum base duration for storing AFK rewards will be increased from 16 to 168 hours. So if you are a player who's not VIP, your maximum, you haven't got any VIP, you haven't got anything like that at all, your AFK rewards maximum time to collect rewards for it will be 16 hours. So you see here the AFK stage rewards maximum 16 hours change now to 168 hours. So this is so amazing, especially for people. This is obviously targeting people who quit the game and targeting people who are quitting the game short term or long term or forever. And if people know this, then this is one small thing that they can do to incentivize old players to come back. And like one of the tough things for players to come back is they know that they've missed out on so much. But if this is one little thing that may sway or persuade other people to come back to the game and want to catch up. So if you have 168 hours worth of AFK rewards, that's like 10 times, a little more than 10 times worth of the value to come back and to catch up and to gain levels and to enjoy the game, and it's really, really fun. Like everyone enjoys that feeling of walking around the map in campaign mode and just like auto killing everything you see. Okay, number 7, increasing the auto battle speed. AFK battles will run faster in the background. So that means when you are putting it on auto progress and you're running it in the background, the battle speeds will go faster, even faster than before. And this is nice, and it seems like it's only going to apply to AFK stages, because you can also do this in Legend Trial auto battling, but you can't put it in the background. So that's why I believe it's only for AFK stage battles. Number 8, remove floor limits of the towers in Legend Trial. So I believe the floor limits, when there's two ways to comprehend this. One is that normally there's like a 10 level gap or 20 level gap between the Legend Trials. So you can't have like 140 and 131. I think they removed it, or it's like 20 levels or something. I think it's 20 level gap. But if I'm say 150 here and 130 here, I can't go to like 151. So I think that's what they mean by they removed the floor limits. Another interpretation is that the max level for Legend Trials is 150. So if they remove the floor limits, maybe that means you can go further than 150 and go endless, just like the AFK stages. I believe that's not true. I don't think that's the case, and I would much prefer it if it's the former. That it's just like you don't have to have a 20 level gap. You can go 30, 40, 50, whatever. It doesn't matter, because everyone has different investments in their heroes. Number 9, adding a new formation menu which includes a delete button in the formation setup. So what that means is when you go into arena, standard, or whatever, you have these formations here that you saved one day, and you have too much and you can't delete them. So it's like, dude, why didn't you think of a delete button when you first released this, or when you were coming up with this concept, But it's good that we have it now. Number 10, adding a don't remind me today toggle for season start pop-up prompts. So, this is kind of nice, I guess, because the start pop-up prompts is very useful for, well, it's just annoying to just get continuous start pop-ups. But I hope this is talking about, when you go auto progress, they say, oh, would you like to remind me back in a week? But I don't think it's that. I think it's something else. I would really, really want to have something like that where, yeah, you don't have to click don't remind me in a week. Instead, it'd be don't remind me forever. Number 11, optimizing Dream Realm hero filters, that's fine. Number 12, adjusting battle share prompts, that's fine. Number 13, updating the arena. So if a player has been offline for over 14 days, their defense lineup will default to a preset lineup. So I'm not sure what exactly this means, but it sounds like their current defense lineup will change to like a bots lineup. So you know how in Supreme Arena and you're versing all these challenges to rank up? So, you've seen their formations, they're trash. So hopefully they change their formations to trash as well. Because there's many whales, krakens who are in the leaderboard and like they quit the game a long time ago. Like this guy here, Disciple 42, and he's still ranked 12. He's still ranked 12. And you know why he's ranked 12? Because he's a bloody kraken. Let me find him. Oh, I just passed him. God damn it. There he is. Like he's got Paragon what? Paragon 3, P3 or P4. I don't know. I can't tell. I think it's got 3 crowns, so P3. And that's why people can't kill him. And then, when you do kill him, then he goes down, there will be people who will try to take him down, and then he just ranks back up. That's just one example of a Kraken, and I'm sure everyone has Ghost Kraken players still existing in Arena. Number 15, updating the guild leader transfer process. Streamlining the process if the guild leader has been offline for a long time. So generally for guilds that are dead, or guild leaders that suddenly disappeared without any communication, after 7 days of AFK, what happens is the system transfers the guild leader role to a random guild member. So it can be anyone. And this has caused a lot of drama. This has caused a lot of guilds to break up because of this system choice. And so they haven't said how they will streamline the process, but one way I thought up of is the guild leader, when they are guild leader, the system can ask them who they want to be the vice guild leader in case they disappear. And so, and not just maybe one, maybe the second choice and third choice, possibly as well, in case the first choice and the second choice also disappear. So that would be good, but we'll see what they do. Number 16, adjusting story battle enemy formations. That's whatever. Okay, great. Combat mechanics. Okay. So, combat mechanics, ensuring a Charm Prime carrier can target enemies normally with their seasoned faction talents instead of attacking allies. So, they're talking about Prime Carrier means someone who has the faction talents, and you put them in the special shiny spot at the bottom. And if they're charmed, they would normally target their allies, but you want them can target enemies normally with their instead of attacking allies. Wait, I gotta read this again. Ensuring a charm prime carrier can target enemies normally with their season faction talent. Oh, okay. So it's not intended that the season faction talents will also damage their allies. They're meant to target the enemies when they're charmed. And what I mean by charmed is, well, it's here they start attacking their allies because they get a debuff or they get CC'd in that way. And this is commonly seen in battle drills, where you have in those mini towers. Oh, it's not here. You have those people in those mini towers, in the Desolate Isles, I believe it was. Yeah. Okay. Number 2, adding a tip icon. That's okay. Yeah, I think there's nothing noteworthy here except for Sinbad. So this is new. So Sinbad, the seaside savant, fixing the issue where Sinbad could sometimes land outside the battlefield when jumping backwards towards allies with his tracker's instinct skill. So I didn't know that it was a bug. So, okay, if you're not aware, Sinbad. Let's look for him. Mr. Sinbad. So he does his thing. So tracker's instincts, 6 seconds into battle, he vaults behind his allies and then he starts debuffing the enemies. So he marks one enemy in the front line and one in the most back line. And then, that's like he's like a mini Rainier, right? So when I saw his abilities, you would see Sinbad go not just in the back line, he would go out of the battlefield. So if he's outside of the battlefield, he's invulnerable, right? So while he's chanting, and he's like, doing the jujitsu moves, he can't be targeted. And I thought that was intended. But looking at this, fixing bug mechanic, he's actually just meant to jump to the back and he can be targeted and killed. And he chants for like quite a while, actually. How long does he chant for? It doesn't say. Yeah, but he chants for quite a while. And I noticed this because when I saw the Harak, you see the pinned here, there's a fight, and Harak, what he does, well, you can watch this as well, since I don't know if you guys have seen it, but this is gameplay of Harak. That's his skill. He just dives. Anyway, so you can see Sinbad go, and Harak chases him. See, he's like chanting, and he's getting attacked. And I'm like, why is he get? How can Harak attack Sinbad? It doesn't make any sense. How can Harak attack Sinbad when he should be invincible? And I thought that was a bug. I thought that was a bug from Harak, but it's actually just Sinbad's been fixed and he's meant to be targeted. Okay, that's all from the combat mechanics side. I think generally I don't think there's anything worth caring about here. Now, what is worth caring about is the honor duel adjustments, if you care about honor duels. So they're adding 8 new artifacts, which is very nice. We will see what they are. They're adding more hero trial cards, and I hope what this means is more variations in the amount of heroes that you see in trial cards, but I think the variations come from because of these new heroes. So they are removing these characters up top. So Lucius, Walker, Coco, Reese, Arden, blah blah blah, and they're adding these ones in here. Now, when they say adding more hero trial cards, I hope they do not mean the frequency of trial cards that you see will increase. Rather, I hope what they mean is they will add more variations in terms of what heroes you can find in the trial cards. Okay, so looking at the meta changes, currently I believe that Maulers look the strongest, followed by Graveborn, and then Lightbearers and Wilders are kind of even, although Wilders have a very strong late game. They can be very, very like unstoppable. But in the early game, they are so weak. I feel they are very weak. I've had a lot of trouble with them, especially when you go across Maulers. They can't even beat like you will never be able to beat Maulers, from what I found. It's very difficult. And so with these adjustments, they are changing the tides for they're shifting the meta, okay? So with the light bearers, I don't think much is changing because Luca is replacing Lucius. Sinbad is not replacing Walker. I mean, they're not used very much, right? And I don't think Sinbad has much of a place in terms of the meta, like what you're gonna get for light bearers. So I think it's just gonna be Luca who's gonna swap Lucius's role, and maybe it might even feel like a nerf. I don't really know. I haven't looked too deeply into Luca's abilities, but I really like Lucius is a carry in Honor Duel. He's a carry. For Maulers, they're gonna take out Coco and Reese, and Coco is a vital piece to the Mauler composition because she brings damage resist, she brings heals, you know, she just keeps everyone alive a lot longer, like, yeah, and carries the team. Reese is a very strong damage dealer, but you have lots of enough damage in the amount of options that you have. Instead of Coco and Reese, you're bringing in Smokey and Odie, and with Smokey, he's very strong as a healer, but his weakness, as we all know, is he's prone to CC. And so how I used Smokey back then and how I'm going to use Smokey now is I'm going to give Smokey in the secondary role. He's like a substitute, you know, like a basketball player or a soccer player. He's just a substitute. And so when I'm encountering teams that have no CC, I will put Smokey in because he's very strong. I won't specifically invest and look for Smokey. It's just if I get faction cards and I get Smokey, I can build him up from there. And for Odie, he's strong in the late game. He's quite weak in the early game. You need to buy time for Odie to pop off. And the best item for him is the Fire Sword. Now with the Wilders, with Almas replacing Granny, Almas is cool and he can be tanky, but man, if you don't get Haywin up and popping her ulti, like I think the formation just collapses and Almas and Aaron aren't enough to be a front line. So that's why it's really difficult. But if you have Tassie kind of counts as like not a tank, but she's a frontliner. And so I think this will really, really help buy more time for your Haywin to pop off. Florabelle is back and she's very OP early game. So this is bringing the early game strength back into the Wilders. So I think this is a huge save for Wilders, and Wilders players who choose Wilders will have much more of a fun time. So I'm very looking forward to testing Florabelle in Honor Duel. And lastly, we have Nara replacing Salazar. So Salazar is very cool. Previously, before Season 2, I used Salazar a lot because he could replace Thorin. But in Season 2, I started to use Thorin more than Salazar because Salazar, there's too much damage coming from the other teams, and Salazar just can't tank enough if you do not find the right items for him. And so they're replacing him with Nara, and Nara is a cool character, but she's more PvE based, and she doesn't synergize well with the other Graveborn units. So for example, Sivina wants to go to the backline. Thessia wants everyone grouped up. Carolina wants everyone grouped up. Thorin wants everyone grouped up. But what about Nara? Nara likes to remove one person from the group and then you burst them down, right? And so Nara is a superstar, but you don't have a team that's suitable to build around her. So that's why I don't think Nara is going to be good in Honor Duel. So Nara is a skip in investments in all the other modes, including Honor Duel. Okay, lastly, future optimizations. They are removing multi-team stages in starter stories and season AFK stages. So this is pretty cool, especially in starter story and for free-to-play players, because you know, even as a free-to-play player, it's very difficult to create two strong teams, or it takes a while to build a second strong team. And I know how that feels because I gave up on it, but I had a free-to-play account that I used, and you know, it took me a very long time to build a second strong team, and I struggled a lot, especially in Supreme Arena, and then when the multi-team stages came on, it was a struggle as well. So I think it's catering to those people. I don't really mind if there's multi-team stages because, you know, I just auto progress and then just does this thing. Number 2, allowing proxy battles to be used continuously in AFK stages. Now again, I gasp here because I mistook it for synergy battles. So I thought we'd get unlimited synergy battles, but this is proxy battles. So synergy battles are the ones where you can ask for reinforcements from guildies or allies or friends, and they can give you 1 unit. This is not that. Proxy battles are a way for guild members or allies or friends to use your team to solve the AFK stage puzzle. And you don't gain a 6th member. So there's unlimited proxy battles, which is nice, I guess, because maybe this might encourage people to use proxy battles more in general. So that's nice. Yeah. Adjusting the faction talent points and XP rewards, that's fine. Adding more sources for hero-based temporal essences. So we know this. They've said this in the designer talks and in the face-to-face meetup in America. I forgot where it was, but the designers and devs have said that they are continually working on building new battle modes, new events for players to enjoy, and that's how we will get new temporal essences. So they've heard us, they heard us out, and they will be providing more essences through these fun things. Like, I've really enjoyed the Fall Festival, and like that was really fun, and we got lots of wait, what's this? Oh, Fall Festival is over, but I really enjoyed the Fall Festival. I don't really like the Brawl stuff, Rumble stuff, but I'm gonna get these letters anyway, and you know, it's all quick, it's easy, it's nice. And I also really enjoyed Clash Fronts. Our guild came first, by the way, in our district. Well, technically tied first, but you know, the number 1 is next to our name. Anyway, Clash Fronts was although not everyone liked Clash Fronts, the rewards, so good. The rewards are very nice. Wait, why is members locked? Oh, okay, maybe it's a visual bug. But Clash Fronts, everyone got like 25 temporal essences, 10 stargazer orbs. It's so good. I can't wait for it to come back just because of the rewards, you know. Anyway, number 5, optimizing more guild admin systems to reduce the burden on leaders. So not entailing what that is just yet, but I am looking forward to it. So that wraps up the version 1.2.3, and yeah, it's a humongous patch update, which is why I'm so excited about it. A lot of qualitative changes, and you know what I'm most happy about is that the devs, like, this is proof that the devs do listen, they hear our feedback, and that's why we as a player base should all still have hope, and for the game, hope for that this game will continue to provide qualitative changes. And yeah, so this is something really nice. Take care, and see you in the next video. Oh, don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out my Discord in the description, and join. I'll also leave Analytica's Discord in the description below. See ya.